Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one rated sportsbook app out there. I am your host, Rudo, joined as always, this time live from the Pepsi Center after the Avs drop game one. AJ Hayfley, the Avs do lose to the St. Louis Blues 4-1 in what was a sloppy, dirty, rusty, gelatinous mess of a hockey game, basically. I mean, it wasn't pretty, to say the least, AJ.
I think it was said best, somebody in my Twitter mentions, which I don't know that I've ever said those words out loud before. But it looked like they all ate Thanksgiving dinner 10 minutes before puck drop.
Yep.
It was such a lethargic.
Oh, God. Did I say Pepsi Center? Failure.
Turnover of a mess. I mean, just a disaster. And now, after 3 hours of it being fine, my glasses are fogging up with my mask. So it's going really well. We're off to a great start.
Great start. Just like the Avs. Like the Avs.
The Avs caught everything. All of this is going really well. I can't see anything anymore, so.
Everyone can see you. That's what counts.
Oh, good. That's what everyone wants in life.
So, I mean, break it down. Look, the game started off great for the Avs. They get an early power play and they convert with Andrei Burakovsky. It was a deflected shot, got a little bit lucky, but the Avs had all the momentum to start the first period, and then the rest of the first was kind of just a mess.
Yeah. They got their ass kicked in the first period.
There you go.
It really set the tone clearly for the season. St. Louis is the best team in the NHL running away right now. There's no way that they lose any games for at least 2 or 3 weeks. They're incredible. They came out with so much fire and passion. They're really just a driven group. And I think what they did was just a showcase of what it is to be a true team with championship mettle. The Blues are amazing. You should put all your money on them right now.
I'm taking you very seriously at the moment. Look, I think there's a conversation to be had here about the rest of the Avs versus what the Blues brought, because the Blues did certainly outwork them for a significant portion of this game.
They legitimately kicked their ass in the first and third periods.
Yep.
I mean, just a straight up in the third period. That's what St. Louis wants to do. 1-goal lead, 3-goal lead, does not matter, right? They want to get a lead, go into the third period, put the vice grip on you like an anaconda, just go all around you, wrap themselves around you, and just squeeze the life out of you ever so slowly. That's how they like to play. That's what they do, and they do it at a really high level, and that's exactly what they did tonight. They had a really good third period, didn't give the Avs much of anything, just capitalized on a couple of bad decisions, bad turnovers from the Avs. And I think if you're looking for the biggest positive, that's it. And the thing that killed the Avs tonight is very, very fixable.
Yep.
It's a thing that you can clean up really just with a little additional sharpness, some better focus, better execution. Honestly, man. I mean, it's
top to bottom. Just take their first 2 goals, and we'll get into the other 2 later. But their first 2 goals by the Blues in the first period are both just egregious mistakes. One of them, the first goal being Ian Cole just floating through the neutral zone. Ryan Graves gets abandoned 1-on-3 in his own zone. Nothing you can do there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I when it happened live, they were going away from me, and I was like, are both of those guys behind the entire defense?
Yeah, right.
I don't know, man. I was blown away by some of the decisions that got made tonight by guys on the fly.
Yeah.
Just really.
I see someone in the chat bringing up the second line of Sad, Landy, Kadri. Honestly, that line was not good, to be clear. But all of the mistakes I saw from that line were, Brandon Saad has played in this system with these guys for about a week and a half, and it's clear that they haven't clicked yet.
And it's funny because on that line, Brandon Saad was the only one who didn't look like total dog shit tonight. When we did our preview video and we talked about second stars, and we were kind of like, we're not really that worried about Nazem Kadri and the age thing, but there was a little bit of slippage this year. Like, he was really bad tonight.
Yep.
I thought, Landeskog, there were some problems, But there were some highlights as well with Kadri. I didn't feel like there were any positives whatsoever. I felt like it was just a total disaster for Kadri. I thought he was Colorado's worst player.
He's a bit of a slow starter last year too, so maybe it takes a little bit to get up to speed for him or something. But the Avs, as it stands, I mean, if it's not game one, you're looking at that performance and saying it's blatantly not good enough.
Yeah.
But it is game one. There was obvious rust. You're playing against the St. Louis Blues in a situation where they punished your mistakes and you had to play the entire game the exact way the Blues wanted to play. Where they're leading, they try to slog everything up, and the Avs just couldn't quite get that goal back. And then the second goal by the Blues, the second and third goals, honestly, were just egregious Avalanche turnovers that just cannot happen. But
absolutely, man. And I mean, this is the thing that we're taking away from this is that more than anything, man, Colorado shot themselves in the foot tonight. This was not like you're trying to balance, like, St. Louis obviously played well.
Yep.
They obviously punched the Avs right in the face. You know, walked in, headbutted them, punched them right in the face, right? Just like they took it to the Avs, but the goals tonight, the plays that made the difference on the scoreboard started and end with the Avs. I mean, those were mistakes.
Yep.
They're unforced errors. Sam Girard leaving the puck for nobody behind the net. Unforced error.
Yeah. And I'm sure when we have Evan on the show, the Avs will say no excuses either. But for a team like the Avs, I just don't worry about it because we know this team is capable of so much more than that. Capable of being crisp and clean. And you could see even when in the second line, when the top line was starting to get things rolling a little bit, things were close, but they just weren't quite connecting the way they needed to. They got a couple of good opportunities, but you know, a puck would flub off a stick a little bit, or just the pass goes into the skates. It's just not quite there yet.
Connor Timmins somehow fired what I thought was going to be a good outlet pass directly between, and I had the perfect angle. I was right behind it, and he threw it directly between two teammates. Each one of them thought it was for the other guy, and they both lifted up their sticks. Yep. And I was like, no, this is just one of those nights, right? Oh, what a mess.
There you go. Thank you, Eric. Hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. We're doing post-game shows for every single Avalanche game this season. So if you want to get notified when we go live, you can also hit that bell. I mean, look, everyone on the Avs, well, not everyone, but I would say everyone on the Avs top line had good moments. I think Devon Toews looked absolutely excellent tonight, to be honest, as one of the new guys.
So, first of all, Sami Blais should be suspended.
Yeah, that's a clear headshot for sure.
Yeah, it's a clear, like, I'm sure he tries to hit him, like he tries to go in on the shoulder or whatever, but he got him right in the head. Like clear cut, total headshot, no doubt about it. He should be suspended. Probably 2 or 3 games, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be any real discussion or doubt about that. Just because he came back doesn't mean shit to me. That's an easy suspension. You're trying to legislate headshots out of the game. You can't let somebody just elbow a guy in the head. Toews came back, looked a little shaky, and then was everything that he was advertised. There was a moment in the second period when Colorado was really leaning on St. Louis in response, where the Blues looked like they were going to have a breakout, and Toews and Makar both turned around and just got on their horse and got back to the puck, and it got to the blue line. The blue line, and Toews picked it up, moved it across, and it was backing out and again. And I was like, it's not sexy defense. It's not something that's going to show up, but like, this is what team speed does. You get the puck, they get it out of there. They're able to get a change just barely. And they went right back into the offensive zone and started leaning on him again. And I thought Devon Toews had a pretty solid debut.
The play that sold it for him was, I think it was the second period. The Avs are struggling to get the puck out of the zone, and the Blues get it in deep. behind the Avs net, and Taves just works a guy. Just straight up works him behind the net, takes the puck away, controls it, no panic, gets the puck up to another player and out of the zone. And if he's doing that, the Avs defense is going to get a lot better than it was tonight. I'll tell you that.
It's funny because like Sam Girard looked really dynamic with the puck.
Yep.
A lot of really good opportunities created by him. Smart
With
plays
his
in the
feet.
offensive zone.
Yeah.
Moved really well. Dusted at least 3 dudes. Had a double spin move at center ice. Like Sam Girard looked really good. And then he didn't. And then turned around and just got smoked.
Yeah. The defense, clearly the defensive puck management, I guess. Let's call it what it is. The Avs puck management was a disaster, particularly in the defensive zone. It just has to be better. But it's such an easy fix for the Avs that unless we see this for 2, 3, 4 games in a row, then you start to worry. But one night of the Avs just not being able to hold on to the puck, you go, okay, whatever.
And like when you rely on a defense that wants to move its feet and wants to get out and skate, you're going to have nights like this where they're sluggish. They're going to have to find ways to be successful when they're not all going 100%, right?
Yep.
Cale Makar tonight just didn't look very good. There were moments, but overall was just kind of blah. Was not the impact player that you're expecting Cale Makar to be.
Agreed. We talk about it a little bit more in the second period, but first we have Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. Hopefully you're sipping on an Avalanche Amber right now, maybe in sadness or maybe to drink to forget about this game a little bit. But the next one I have a feeling might be in victory after the next Avs game. So head on down to the farmhouse if you're local, pick up whatever type of Breck brew you like there, or check the Breck Beer Locator online to find a liquor store near you that has whatever type of beer you're looking for. And of course, we also have DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated sportsbook app out there. Our producer, Ali Monroy, got one right tonight, putting the bet on Burakovsky to score. So put one on.
Well,
on
I'm upset because I should have trusted my judgment on first goal, but I was like, AJ was like, everyone was like, So, I mean, I put him to score at least a goal, but I was very happy that I at least got that.
Yeah. There you go. Easy money. Trust the DNVR bets crew to get you the bets you need.
Just don't go back and watch that episode from tonight.
Okay, I didn't watch it.
Do not watch that episode.
All my other bets did not hit, but at least I got that one.
Hey, look, sometimes one is enough, all right? Sometimes one is enough. If you want to bet on hockey, basketball, the football playoffs still going on, head on over to the DraftKings Sportsbook. And when you sign up with the code DNVR, be sure to do that to let them know we sent you. They are hooking you up with a bunch of amazing offers, including for the playoffs in football coming up this weekend. Bet on a team to win. You can bet $1 to win $100. So head on over there and why not pick yourself up a free $99. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to get that 100-to-1 odds boost on any football game this weekend. Again, code DNVR for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. AJ and Rudo coming at you here. AJ, the Avs bottom 6 got kind of destroyed tonight when you look at the numbers. Now,
they should have scored a goal.
Calvert kind of blasted one there. So
it's a good thing the netting was there, and gravity existed.
Coming right for you.
Otherwise, that puck might be on the moon by now. It was nowhere near the net. I was dumbfounded when that happened. I looked at data and I was like, "Are you serious? Like, please tell me that hit something." Nope. He straight up just sandwiched that thing.
All right. So
Tyson Jost looked really good though. But if Tyson Jost is one of your best players and it's not coming via hat trick like in Tampa Bay last year, you got a real problem on your hands.
And the problem here is the Avs top 6. They might have gotten a couple shots in the last couple minutes, but for the vast majority of the game, they had one shot on goal from their entire bottom 6. you're just not having enough impact on the game. And this may stem from a greater problem here with the Avs tonight, which was their zone exits and entries were just awful.
Oh my God.
The entries in particular were just a disaster. Here we go. Some updates from Evan. Bednar, pretty much what we expected. Avs got outworked from the start with lazy habits, and then they were better in second period. But yeah, the score was the score. So is what it is. And you have to think, particularly after the first period, that Bednar is not happy with this team.
Oh, dude. The phrase puck management. Gonna get said a lot at practice tomorrow.
I bet.
When they do the video of this thing, it's gonna be puck management. Just did not control the puck well at all. They didn't. It was so sloppy. It's the best word for this. It was sloppy. And a high skill team is not going to win a lot of sloppy games like this.
Yep,
they've got to be on it better than they were. This was bad.
How much of it is a tough matchup for the Avs tonight? Blues are a team that will work.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Straight up, I don't care. They're better. They're the better team. They should be able to handle these guys, especially they didn't have a preseason either. Their Oscar Sundqvist is playing on their second line, and they give up 2 goals to the guy. I'm just not. That's garbage excuses to me. If you're going to fancy yourself a cup contender, you have to be able to play all styles and all comers. They have more talent than St. Louis, and they just got outplayed and they got outworked. Honestly, I'm just not. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for the style excuses. I'm not here for the physical. Oh, they're a bigger team that likes to hit. No, I don't want to hear it.
All right. Well, we have.
I'm just not interested in that line of excuses. You know, maybe we get towards the end of the year, and you know, they can't handle any of these guys. Then maybe it's a conversation. But honestly, I just think it's every time you bring it up, it's the same people that bring it up, and it's the same. It's confirmation bias at work.
Sure.
So
I have a feeling
I'm just not interested.
The Avs locker room probably agrees with you here, as we have Evan Rowell coming on the show from the post-game pressers to fill us in here. Evan, how's the feeling in the locker room?
Well, the one thing I'll say is that they have high expectations to themselves, and the one thing that they have, I feel like if you have high expectations, you can't make excuses, and nobody that talked made any excuses. They basically just said they were not ready to go from the start, and you know, you have to accept the responsibility there. And Bednar was pretty straightforward, saying, you know, lazy habits from the start. They just were outworked. Nothing more than that. So it was that was an unpleasant game to watch, I would say. I'm sure that AJ feels the same at the rink.
Yeah, which, by the way, I want to talk about that a little. I know several people have asked, like, what was it like? It's really weird, by the way, in here. Like, the atmosphere is bizarre. I was very close to a full-blown panic attack in the first period because the piped-in crowd noise was so loud that my ears were ringing, and it spiked my anxiety through the roof that I was having to do, like, meditative practice, like, breathing exercises to calm myself down. Otherwise, I was going to be, like, curled up on the floor, like, freaking out because it was so loud and overwhelming. I was like, dude, it was some straight, like, Guantanamo Bay shit. It was so messed up in here. And they turned it down, thank God, because I was having a real problem. Like, I was about to have to leave this place because it was such a mess. But it's a weird atmosphere in here without fans and all this piped-in noise. There were a couple of times where it stopped working and it got really quiet in here, and it was like a godsend. And then it got working again, and it went back to being bad.
Well, opening night for the people running the audio too, I guess. Hopefully they sort that out. Evan, any positives from the guys you interviewed today, or was it all just we got to be better?
No, it was pretty much got to be better. They were asked about Bednar was asked about Grubauer, that he looked poor. I didn't ask that because Grubauer was not the problem tonight.
Like, hold on.
That he, struggled catching the puck. He didn't.
There were 3 goals that he couldn't do much on.
Yeah.
The 4th goal, arguably his fault, but not because of a save, because he just didn't handle the puck.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the playing goaltender part. It was the handling the puck part that he failed.
Yeah. Gruby was not the problem tonight. He did like the 4th line. He liked Jost and Calvert. Those were the 2 guys that he kind of called out. But he basically said there's really only a handful of guys he actually liked tonight, which I would agree with. There was not much to like tonight. But yeah, I mean, Grubauer, they're not using the short camp as an excuse because, they came out of the pandemic camp looking just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I don't. The short camp thing, it's true of everybody.
Yep. Every single team had to deal with it.
They all started at the same time, except for those couple of teams that started a few days early. I don't. It's weird that people are like, "Oh, they'll gel. It'll be fine." Like there's very little turnover on the team. There are essentially 2 new guys, I guess 3 if you want to count Timmins, but otherwise very little turnover. No major systems changes. All the same coaches. No excuses. They played like garbage.
No excuses seems to be the mantra for an Avs loss here. One I expect to hear almost every night they lose this season.
Yeah.
So, you just said there's not many positives, but I am going to pick your 2 brains. If you're trying to drag something good out of this game, where are you going?
I mean, Girard's first 40 minutes, I guess. I mean, I think Jost looked good in the new role. Yeah, beyond that, there really wasn't a whole lot. The Stars just were not good enough, and yeah.
All right, that easy, AJ. Nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, kind of is what we talked about.
Yeah, sure.
They shot themselves in the foot, and the Blues let them.
Yeah,
like
got out of their way and let.
Yeah, they took it. They took full advantage of. They took full advantage of Colorado's mistakes, and that was it. Very, very little of what the Blues were successful with today, at least in terms of the scoring, was a result of St. Louis doing too much.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, I would say the Blues played how they want to play, and the Avs did not play at all how they want to play, and that's how St. Louis just beats teams. They just play the way they want to play. So, yeah, not much good from here.
So, a rough start, to say the least, but Avs are only 0-1. You can only take 1 loss on any given night. So, a lot of season left as far as that's concerned for the Avs. I guess we'll address this. You don't go meddling with your lineup after 1 game.
No. I mean, like, if Eric Johnson was totally healthy, you could probably drop Timmins out of there and put Eric Johnson in, and it would be totally understandable. That would be fine. I really didn't think. I know a lot of people have been like, "Oh, Timmins was terrible tonight." I really didn't think he was that bad. A lot of room for improvement. We've seen much better from him, but I thought there were positives sprinkled in there. I didn't think it was a train wreck.
Yeah.
So, he looked like a kid playing in. I mean, he's only played in a handful of NHL games, and it's like every time that a guy gets into the lineup for the first time, and it's not really, really good. It's like, get him out of there, and it's like, whoa, you gotta, are you gonna let the young kid find his legs or not? Like, it was just, I don't know.
I mean, look, he got pretty turnstile. Turnstile's the wrong word. He did a full 360 trying to defend a 2-on-1 back where he was by himself. So he might have not looked good doing it, but on a night where the entire rest of the Avs team is doing their job, Timmins would have been just fine tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't really have a problem with Timmins. I thought Cole was bad early. It got better, but not good enough. Graves was really up and down, I thought. That pass he made to the back door with Calvert was awesome, and he should have been rewarded with an assist, but that's life sometimes, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I thought Timmins was okay, but the reality is they need to play him consecutively to realize what they have. I do have concerns about his skating. It doesn't really look that much better to me, but I mean, it's his third NHL game in the regular season, so what are you going to do? You got to see what you have with him. But yeah, I mean, the real disappointment to me was, I thought Makar looked incredibly average, if even that tonight. Taves is tough to get a read on because, he took that big hit right away and, was kind of in and out of the game from there. But
I like Taves. I liked his game.
I thought he was quite good too. The player which we haven't talked about are McKinnon and Mikko, the guys that are supposed to be the stars on the forward side. I thought they did good things, but at the end of the day, no points for either of them.
Yeah, I thought they had moments. There were some moments where they were clicking like normal, and it looked like normal. We just didn't have the finish. Mikko bombed a one-timer on the power play over the net, and how many times have we seen him bury that stuff?
Yep.
So, it's fine.
All right.
First period, I thought Mikko in particular in the first period was pretty awful, but he got better.
I don't think there was anybody good in the first period except for Brouwer.
Mikko seemed a little bit more comfortable right off the bat in the second period, but they have more to give, and I'm sure they know it. We got angry Mac for a little bit there, but yeah, the Avs just weren't skating tonight, and is what it is. They played a good team, and that team was a lot better than the Avs tonight.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess we'll see if they adjust the lines, because
I really hope they don't do too much with it. I don't think there needs to be a ton. It would feel like an overreaction to one game. You put together that Landeskog, Kadri, Sod line for a reason, and I thought they started out really well, and then it went sideways in a big hurry, and then it was a total disaster.
Yeah. I mean, and I think AJ, we've talked about this before, but the only move I see happening down the line is Berkey dropping to that second line. Just add some dynamic ability to that line. I don't expect it to happen next game, but to me, the big, Rudo, you said it on Twitter, is the bottom six was non-existent. And if they're going to go through another year of playing Belmar as much as they played him tonight, we saw it in the playoffs. They kind of, played him a lot more than what he probably should be played. Then I'm going to be a little concerned about that bottom six. And obviously they need Donskoy and those guys to be better.
I think that trying to find a polite way to say this, but I'm not sure Pierre-Edouard Bellemare is an NHL player. There were some things that he did tonight where, and I've always kind of been a little iffy on him.
So what AJ is saying is my bottom six hot take is looking good.
I think Evan's hot take is looking good. It's not going to be Kaut, it's going to be Bowers. Because I think after tonight, I would have a major temptation to put Shane Bowers in over Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. And that would be an overreaction, but it was bad, dude. I thought he just there were multiple rushes up the ice between Jost and Calvert where they were looking good.
The second they hit the blue line, it was just like they forgot what the puck was.
And he killed multiple scoring opportunities. That 2-on-1 that they had, and it was so bad. It was so bad, and
against a forward too.
Yeah, and like the forward completely 100% sold out on him, and he looked shocked by it. He was like, "I've never seen a sliding player before." It was a mess, dude. He was really bad. And because you have the talent that you do behind him, I don't know that I would have a very long leash there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
More
I
than
mean,
one game probably.
yeah, definitely. Like I just said I wouldn't make any lineup changes, but if Belmar goes out and kind of poops the bed again, Shane Bowers game 3.
There you go. We do need to take our second period break on that note with Strava Craft Coffee, the CBD infused coffee that has really changed lives. You can subscribe now to get 20% off. You can use code DNVR if it's your first purchase. And then with the subscription service, you can get 20% off every single time you buy with 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8-week options. The CBD is non-psychoactive and it's been known to help many aches and pains, including migraines, IBS, joint pain, many other things as well. So head on over to StravaCraftCoffee.com and give it a try today. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Rudo, AJ, and Evan coming at you. Eric Johnson, obviously not in the game. I want to look at this. Forget however Timmins played. Forget however the replacements side of that. But does a veteran presence like EJ prevent some of the issues we saw tonight from this defense?
Obviously not. Ian Cole's not a veteran presence.
Fair. Ian Cole doesn't wear an A, though.
letters only mean so much.
Yeah, no.
I feel like I made my point.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
This was not a leadership problem. This was just they just didn't look good.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I
like Eric
argument
Johnson
against
can
it.
help them. Definitely.
Sure. But
so could Bowen Byram,
it's
right?
not-
I
their
don't know.
PK looked fine. One of the key parts of the game for EJ on this team now. So that's It is what it is. The Avs just weren't good enough in this game for the most part. Looking up and down the blue side of things, I mean, all right. Actually, let's look at it this way. Is there anything, AJ, that you would take away from this as a long-term concern? I know you started off the show with you saying most of this is easily fixable for the Avs, but is there anything that you think might need some extra work?
I mean, I guess it's the power play.
Yeah.
It just wasn't dynamic tonight. It didn't create a whole lot. Its one goal was a broken play where Burakovsky just bombed a puck from 6 feet away, you know?
Yep.
I don't know.
It was a lucky play.
Yeah. My only long-term concern at this point really is the power play and a little bit of Belmar.
Okay.
So I want to clarify with the Belmar stuff, just that I think there's a big skill disparity between him and the rest of the team.
He's the odd man out, kind of.
Well, and he's a very specific role player. It's win face-offs, penalty kill, bring a positive attitude, bring a lot of energy, be physical, et cetera, right?
Yeah. All right.
I just think that there's, me personally, I'm going to have a short leash because I think that the skill level might hold that line back. Look, if Tyson Jost is going to look like he did tonight, and of course how many times have we said this?
Yeah.
About Tyson Jost, like,
or he has amazing process, but
like he has a good solid game. I thought tonight he just didn't get a ton of help though.
Yeah, definitely fair.
So, and it's like I'm not expecting 15 goals out of the guy or anything like that. Nothing
It's
like
just
that.
the situation the Avs are in, right? They have a unique position this year where if someone's not performing, there's 3 dudes trying to take your job as a forward.
Right. Well, and the taxi squad being where it is, being right on top of them, practicing with them every day. I think you just need to be more. You might need to be more aggressive. You need to foster that kind of competition within your own roster to say, if you're not gonna be on the top of your game,
well,
you've got to find a way to at least be an effective player. And tonight, I thought there were just too many train wrecks.
And with the practicing side of things too, what do you have Shane Bowers doing every day at practice? The exact same role Belmar's doing.
Yeah.
So it should be easy to just drop in a player like that.
Legit, you know, concerned about Val Nichushkin. Didn't do anything tonight.
Yeah.
Complete no-show from him.
Yeah, he played not like at all. This game, he played like 7 minutes or something like that.
And that's the problem is you go down the Avs lineup and every other dude is no show, no show, no show, no show, and that's how you lose 4-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, my concern, the top six will be fine. I'm not worried about them at all. They'll figure it out. There's too much talent and everything in there. My concern all along has really been that third line. I guess third line, because I think it's just a weird mix of players that have never really meshed well together.
It's really an island of misfit toys. You have Nichushkin who has more offense and, whatever, like good defensively, and then Comfer, like, okay on, okay points wise in his career, and Donskoy has always been like a 35-ish point guy. So it's just, they're just sort of like the leftovers.
Yeah.
Right. They're like the leftover line, man. Like,
and you look at
not good enough to be top six guys, but aren't necessarily excelling in the role that they're being given.
Well, and you look at all three of them, and you're asking who's the line driver there, because we've seen Donskoy be effective with players who drive lines. We've seen Nichushkin be effective with players who drive lines. Comfer maybe once every 8th game will drive a line, but not consistently enough.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's my problem is that it's such a line of misfit toys that now they have to overplay that fourth line, and then you get the other problems. So, Comfort to me is just like 80% of the game. I don't even notice this guy in 80% of games, and then he has that one game where it's like he puts up 2 or 3 points, and then you're like, oh, okay, there he is.
Yeah.
But to me, he's the one guy that if this was to continue during the year, that they would need to be like, okay, third line center is kind of a, it is a pretty important role in the team. Can we improve on this? So that would be my only real concern going forward. I think the defense is fine. Timmins Graves and Cole had bad games, but I mean, that's your third pair. I think they're just going to have nights like that. That's just what happens with third pairs. So it's the reality of it. I think the team ultimately fine. I just have concerns about the third line, and that leaks over into the fourth line.
Yeah, and what I like about their fourth line is that they have a clear-cut identity. These are all guys that you're expecting to do certain things, right? Like,
they're going to bring energy.
Calvert's a big energy guy. He's a super try-hard, and Jost brings a little bit of skill, but he's also trying to adapt himself into that role, which that's where he's been most of his career. He should be pretty adapted to it by now. But like, you're just looking for a spark from those guys. Like, they drew a penalty in this. They should have scored a goal. Your fourth line, you have to have liked what they've done overall as a group. But at 5v5 tonight, they get actual shots on goal, 11-1 against them.
Yep.
I mean,
not good enough.
You can look good, but you got caved in. So you got to worry, and definitely, and like tonight everything looked bad, so it's easy to start to be like, is this a major concern? Is this a major concern? Is this a major concern? There will be a night where those guys are out there flying and they're doing their thing and they look really good, and you're just like, okay, maybe not.
So what's the take for Friday here? Are we expecting a hungry, angry Avs team to come out and have an answer, because it is St. Louis again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when during a normal season, we always hype up division games. We're like, oh, these are 4-point games. These are a huge deal. Well, that's your entire season.
Yep. They're all 4-point games now.
They're all 4-point games. They all matter a ton. And in a division that should be pretty top heavy, you want to put your direct competition down.
Yep.
You don't want to be a reason that they are competing with you right at neck and neck in the standings. They need to put them down. And if they're going to fancy themselves to be a serious cup contender, you don't string together bad games. You come out and you just respond. You say, oh, we have way more to give than that. We're a lot better than this. We're going to come out and prove it.
I think that's exactly right. Cup contenders don't go on losing streaks. They just don't. Avs are 0-1 to start the season. Can we call it the January lull yet?
Sure.
They play the Blues again on Friday night, so they'll have a chance to respond against the same team. After that, they do have a 3-day break very early in the season.
You
So
have to be kidding me with this Zadorov stuff. This has got to be. This is got to be kidding. I refuse to believe otherwise.
the Hawks weren't competing
Yeah.
with the Lightning tonight, by the way.
I watched the first 10 minutes of the game, and Z was like back covering three different 2-on-1s. I was like, that's going to be a long year for that team.
Yeah. P.S. He was negative in everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that entire team was negative. They looked bad.
Yeah, Chicago did not look good tonight. At least the Avs didn't look that bad. Put it that way. There's your positive silver lining or something. Yeah.
Z's 5v5 expected goal for percentage was 35.
Yikers. But even if Friday doesn't go the Avs' way, they immediately get one of their like 3-day breaks in the season after their first 2 games to work out whatever issues they have, and then it's kind of into the sprint for them. So expect more from the Avs Friday night, and certainly this team is far, far, far better than they were tonight. Yeah. I think it's that simple at this point. Yeah, I guess that's all I got. The only thing the Avs need to do is avoid starting the same way the Nuggets did, and they'll be just fine.
Oh.
Yeah, especially a 56-game season.
The Nuggets have 72 games to write their ship
that's
and
true.
Figure it all out. So
they'll be all right.
Yeah, the Avs have to hurry it up. They don't have that same kind of time.
There you go.
They'll be fine. Honestly,
I think that's where most of us are at. Is like, all right, unless this happens 2 or 3 more games in a row, then you start to panic a little bit. But
yeah, I mean, some of that will be competition. Like if they lose to St. Louis on Friday, you're like, okay, a little bit nervous here. But then if they go and they poop themselves on the California trip, then you're starting.
Then you're going, oh no.
Yeah,
for sure. Does that cover it, or either you got any final thoughts you want to add to this game?
I'm really cold.
Welcome back to the arena.
Well, it's like a hockey rink, right? And but there's not all the people in it, and so I'm really cold.
Good to know.
Yeah. So I would like to pack up and go give this microphone to Allie so I can go home and start writing.
Everyone in the comments, like multiple people.
No, you've been baited, Allie. You've been baited.
Yeah.
Is it not real?
No.
Oh.
Let it be.
I just started feeling bad. I mean, there's
Michael Hayden Jr.'s birthday is the same as Jonah was.
This person, I was like, can we at least give him a shout out? I don't know. Like, I feel dumb, but
you got us again, Zach.
I'm just looking out. There, multiple people brought him up. I was like, you guys really are just gonna ignore this dude wanting a happy birthday shout out? Like, but okay, I'm bummed, but whatever.
All right. Well, if it actually is your birthday, maybe you can reward yourself with an amazing Wagyu steak from Hassel Cattle Company, bringing you the blue-collar Wagyu, the Wagyu affordable by every man and woman out there. You can get 10% off over at HassellCattleCompany.com. That's HASSELL CattleCompany.com, as AJ is losing it right now. They have a bunch of amazing meats. Highly recommend you check them out. Again, that code is DNVR10. You spend over $200.
You're making Ryan laugh from just hearing AJ's laugh.
You also get free shipping for every time AJ laughs. So
I love that our community is so dedicated to this joke that poor Allie got into the crossfire.
Well, now I will forever remember that Michael whatever Jr. doesn't have a birthday and doesn't exist. So
He doesn't have a birthday.
all right.
Fun. I guess that's what it is. What it is.
The show is more off the rails than that Avs game went at this point. We're going to get out of here with this post game. Thank you, everyone watching, listening. We'll be live at our normal 1 p.m. time tomorrow and post game on Friday. So we hope to see you there. Until then, we'll talk to you later.